So it's a wonderful model for us to aspire to, but it's certainly not something that we could do everything that she did.
One of the proverbs that I think many women today find discouraging is Proverbs 31. This is the Proverbs 31 wife. Now I am not one of those women. I always loved Proverbs 31. One of the reasons I loved it is because she was a businesswoman. She had buff arms. It says her arms were strong for her tasks. I loved that growing up. But I do get why some women might be discouraged today because they're thinking, man, she just had it all. She did everything. How am I supposed to live up to this ideal of a woman? Talk about Proverbs 31 and how might you encourage women today as they read Proverbs
Yeah.
31?
Yes, when I was a young wife, I read the verse in there that says, "Her lamp does not go out at night." And I thought, whoa, that must mean that I've got to stay up till very, very late
Oh,
in the
wow.
night. I tried it for a few days.
Yeah.
That was a big mistake, but a total misunderstanding. Yeah, the Proverbs 31 woman, the noble woman, does intimidate a lot of women if they don't read it properly and understand it. One, she was wealthy. She had servants on her
Right.
payroll there. So she had a lot of people helping her. And that's something to really take into account there. Nowadays, if we buy our clothes at a store instead of hand sewing them, that's kind of like being like the Proverbs 31 woman in having a servant in a sense, in that somebody else is doing the sewing for us. Uh, we we no woman who didn't have servants and wasn't wealthy could do everything that she did, but she's still a wonderful model of faith, of caring for the poor, of taking care of her children, of honoring her husband, of working hard at whatever she does. So it's a wonderful model for us to aspire to, but it's certainly not something that we could do everything that she did um, without the money and the
The
help that
servants.
she's got. The
Yeah.
servants, yeah.
Yeah. The servants really helped her accomplish all of that, I have a feeling. That's great.
Yes.
So what are your favorite proverbs about relationships?
Proverbs 15:1 would be the number one. We talked about that one earlier. That would be the soft answer turns away wrath and a
Mm,
harsh word stirs up anger. That is my absolute favorite, no doubt.
mm.
Um, just a second, I had another one in mind, and I'm forgetting it right now. Um, Really good one, but I have forgotten it on right now. So
That's okay. One of my
yeah.
favorites. I love the proverbs that talk about mockers because I think we're in a cultural moment right now where there is so much mocking. Of course, we know from scripture that I think it's maybe Second Timothy that talks about in the last days that people will become mockers, and I think we see that so much in our culture today. And there's a lesson in here where you even have columns like contrast the mockers and the wise person's reactions to correction. And in here, you have one of my favorite proverbs, which is a rebuke impresses a discerning person more than 100 lashes of fool. I I have tried to live my life by this. When somebody would come, even honestly, Jeannie, when I get real skeptical pushback and real snarky and even mocking pushback from progressives or whoever that might be, one of the things I always try to do is there any truth in this? I ask myself that question rather than just, blah, I don't care. I always ask myself, okay, is push past the mocking tone, push past how they're making fun of me or how they're whatever their tone is, and just ask, is this true about me? Is what they're saying true? And I always try to do that. And I know that one of the reasons I can approach it that way is because of how steeped in the Proverbs I was as a young child.